there's a lot of people that want to start companies. I hope they find this free content and they're inspired by your story. Like, oh my God, I hate my boss. I wonder if I should grow microgreens. I can start in my garage. Like, that's what I want. That's how I can help people right now.
That's really cool. Yeah, I hope more people are inspired to do stuff that they love. Because, like you said, time doesn't stop. Life goes by pretty quick, and I don't.
Yeah.
I learned that I came up with that time. It's the currency of life. I thought about that when I was in prison because
That
money.
is good.
Yeah.
That's a good, that's, did that your saying or did somebody
I
else say that?
I believe that. I mean, I don't. Yeah, time is the currency of life, and that experiences are the assets. So, like,
Yeah.
because we don't go leave with stuff, we don't, and then
Yeah.
money just excites me enough to keep going, like getting the bills paid. But
Yeah.
money doesn't like propel me to want like nicer cars and all that stuff. Like
Right. Me either. No,
I
not
was
at
able,
all. I drive a really old ass car.
yeah. And I don't mean experiences like, you got to travel to the Bahamas every other week. Like that's not about
Right.
that. Like, there's festivals going on in your own town, or there's family you can go
Yeah.
see, or there's vacations you could take too. But like any just it's experiences. Every day needs to be enriching and fulfilling. And so yeah, spend your time wisely because next thing you know, I mean, I'm going to be 50 soon. So the next thing you know,
No, you
yeah,
shut up.
yes.
Really? How old are you?
I'm 48. So
Oh, you aged really well.
it's microgreens, I think. It's
Good for you.
the nature's stem cells.
Touche. I love that. I love that. So what else? Because now that you're like, spitting all these like brilliant, you have to tell us more now, more lessons learned.
I mean, the lessons you learn in prison that was way more valuable than college because
I believe it. Oh my
the
God.
my bullshit meter is very tolerable now. I can see through a lot of stuff. I may not understand what the bullshit is,
Right.
but if I you can just tell when people aren't being truthful or they're trying to pull one over, and it's just like if it doesn't feel right, then I know how to walk away. And so I'm appreciative of that. I'm not saying everybody needs to go to prison to try to learn that, but I mean, there's things you can take. I'll say this: my uncle, who is a retired Navy SEAL, when I was going into prison and he was talking to me about, okay, man, it's like, it's not a fun place. You're in the feds. I mean, he was in the military and he knows that just, it could be
Right.
anything that could be a tough situation. So he said, learn something from everybody you encounter, even if it's learning something that you don't want to do or learning something you think you may never use. Just
That's good
everybody you talk to,
advice.
even if it's a 2 or 3 minute conversation, get something out of it. He said, stay on top of your game the whole time you're in there, and by doing that, one, you'll better yourself. It's kind of like
Yeah.
reading or whatever, but also he's like, you'll gain the respect of the guys around you. they'll
Yeah.
they'll understand that you're not up to you're not trying to get at them, or you're not trying to get anything from them.
Right.
You're just interested in like knowing where they're at in life and knowing what
Yeah.
they stand for. And then that helped a lot. if you
I
show interest
bet.
if you show interest in other people just briefly,
Yeah.
and get something from them, they'll respect you and you'll respect them and you'll have got something out of it. So I think
I
that's
mean,
important.
I was just reading a book, I think it's called Influence by Robert Cialdini. If you haven't read it, you should read it. And I think like one of the things you're hitting on is like they call it the law of reciprocity. Like if you give something to someone, they feel obliged to give it back. So if you're
Mhm.
showing your interest in giving your consideration to someone, do you know what I mean? Then
Yeah,
it seems like in return, they'll give you the benefit of the doubt. That sounds like a good strategy to me.
it kept me out of trouble in there. It helps me in life
Yeah.
now. I think the young people looking into getting into business could benefit from that.
Yeah.
Same way in sales. When I was in outside sales, I didn't go into a meeting and talk for 25 minutes. You
Yeah.
speak, but you ask questions and then you listen. I probably listen. I talked less than any customers did. The less yeah, I don't have to tell you this, but
Yeah.
you the less you talk, the more you get out of the meeting.
That
And
is
they
so, so smart, so wise. I think a lot of times people think that, if they have the perfect script or, have the perfect comebacks or whatever, but I don't know. For me, I don't want to sell somebody something that they don't want. Like I don't want to convince someone. Like persuasion to me is different than like convincing someone. Like
Mhm.
convincing sounds like I want you to do this thing, and persuading is almost like, well, like this will be good for you, and I just want to show you all the ways that it'll be good for you as well. So I
Mhm.
don't know, but I don't like those kind of hard selling tactics at all. Listening goes a long way.
It sure does. Mhm.
Yeah, because think about it, like I'm guessing most people, especially inside companies, they don't feel listened to,
Well, yeah,
right? Like,
especially like employees, entry level employees, yeah, they feel like they're told what to do every day.
and middle management employees, like, right? Like I'm right at the top of middle management, and so you gotta kiss a bunch of butt above you, and
And try to appease everybody below you that you have their best interests in mind. Yeah, that's how
exactly, and you can't win. So like, man, if somebody comes in and I'm gonna buy something from them, if they seem like they're understanding, like they're gonna make my life easier instead of harder, you're in.
nice,
You're
nice.
in. Then I think that's good advice too. Like when you meet someone, if you need something from them, it's fine to need something. I think it's fine to network because somebody has something that you need, like whatever skills, experience. But like the best way to get in good with them is make their life easier somehow. My
Yeah,
coach always says that. My coach
good
always
point.
says that.
Good.
And I mean, there's so many different things that you can do for small business owners to make our lives easy, right? To
Oh
get
yeah,
information out of us.
yeah.
What's your number one high hurdle right now?
Uh, probably since we have the space, we want to get more capacity. We want to sell more right away. Like we kind
Yeah,
of
yeah,
built in
yeah.
the space for it, and so um, but the hurdle is to, I mean, I guess at this point I might have to like replicate myself somehow because I can't, you can only do so much. So it's
You're
like,
gonna have to get an employee.
yeah, yeah, we'll have to get somebody that can do all the basic stuff so I can be out there. I need to do more stuff, whether it's on social media or whatever, locally, just in the kids. You can't really
Yeah.
ship microgreens. Everything is,
No.
but we have this is a kind of different subject. We have the idea that if we can get it good here, we can try to franchise it and replicate it in other cities.
Yes, I was
The
thinking that for
Omaha,
you.
yeah. And so if we can make the plan good here, then we can show people how to do it. Hey, you go to the other city. When you go to Denver, you go to do this, and you get in with these chefs and these little influencers and this is how
Yeah.
we grow here. But anyway, but that's what we're trying to do. So that's the hurdle right now because
Mhm.
I did it to a small extent, but I need to do it like citywide, not just in
Yeah.
little pockets. And so I don't know. Like I said, being 48 and still kind of somewhat fresh out of prison, I missed like a decade of like learning learning society. So I feel like,
Yeah.
I mean, I even though I feel like I'm doing good at some things, I'm still learning a lot as far as how
What
to.
kinds of things do you feel like you're missing? That's like really interesting, and I never thought about it, but of course you
I
might
mean,
feel like that.
mainly social media or any kind of whether it's on you having a YouTube channel or something. Those are useful and they can be
Yeah.
inexpensive ways to get your story out. So, I
Yeah.
mean, say I never went to prison, I would have loved to have started a podcast at age like in my late 20s or
Yeah.
really started to be. I have the tools. I could have learned the tools at that age how to be an influencer and all of a sudden have a steady stream of followers and being able to use that to my advantage. But now at this age, for one, I don't feel like I have the energy. Like now that but it goes back to my time is valuable. I like to work, but I like to shut it off on purpose
Yeah.
uh, for certain times. And so I think I would have had more energy at a younger age. And
Yeah.
so maybe that's probably it. I don't know.
I mean, it doesn't take up too much time. Like I could take these interviews and turn them into a podcast, I'm told. Like I could there's
Probably,
a
yeah.
system that'll pull the
Yeah.
audio, right? I could
Mhm.
turn it in, whatever. So for me, they're just free content that I'm going to put on my website. But yeah, but listen, this is my rebuttal to that. Like I guarantee you're 20 times more interesting now than you were in your late 20s, right?
Yeah, yeah, probably. I was probably a
Right?
little dumbass at that age. Yeah, yeah.
We were all dumbasses when we were 29. We didn't know, but we were because everybody's still learning at that age. So you know, and if you're gonna do it, I don't think, I mean, if you release one a week, you don't have to go crazy and do what I'm doing. Like, this is stupid. This is because I need to, put this stuff. I need to put a bunch of content to basically mm, show people that, like, I'm a nice lady. I know what I'm talking about. Easy to talk to, or whatever. Because the bottom line is, if someone is going to hire a coach, they're going to need to like me, trust me, right? Um, and I think I can get a lot of that done just by allowing them to watch me interfacing with people. Like, you'll decide after you watch one or two of these if you think I'm like my nail, I've got a nails on chalkboard voice or something, right? And there's no way that you could work with me, right? You'll realize that. So then that's cool. That weeds out those people that,
Mhm.
hate the sound of my voice. So good, move on. Um, but there's no reason that you couldn't, do like 4 interviews like this and then just do one a week, and you always have like 3 more kind of in the chamber.
Right.
Um, can be easy. And you
I
can
w
like put chefs and stuff on there. I mean, like, think about it.
That's exactly what I wanna do. I mean, local people that have some sort of influence, maybe business owners downtown. I wanna get some kind of collaboration with that going. Um,
Yeah.
but then it's just another thing. I wanted to get we
Yeah.
just got this warehouse opened in January, and so
Okay.
I wanted to kinda make sure, okay, because really, I don't even feel like it was probably just 2 weeks ago that I feel like we finally got the system down there working to where now every week we got,
Okay, is that right? It's
yeah,
tough.
and now we know what I know what to exactly if somebody came into work, I could tell them exactly, here's what you gotta do on Monday. Do this, and. But it took a while for me to get used to that, and
Yeah.
so but now yeah, actually now that you mention it, I feel ready. I feel ready.
I mean, I think you can do it. I think you can do it. I mean, it not only like, it's not that hard, but it's also like really, really fulfilling if you are someone who likes to talk to other people. I love getting to meet new people. So this has been awesome. I also love being a person who can connect other people.